Hey Slayers, and welcome to Bomberman for the Sega Genesis. Now, this game was released in 1994 by who other than Hudson Soft, and I like Bomberman games. Bomberman games are pretty relaxing and pretty fun to play, and so I thought, you know what, let's do a Bomberman game for a change. Now, if you know Bomberman, you know Bomberman's best played multiplayer. So, Mega Bomberman, I'm sorry. You know Bomberman is that type of game that's just best played multiplayer, and there's really no exception to that rule here. I tried the multiplayer mode first. Of course, I wasn't actually playing with anyone. What do you think? I have no friends. No, okay, I'm just joking. But of course, I wasn't actually playing with anyone. I was just playing with the computer. But you can play with the computer too. For some reason, it doesn't actually let me play as like main Bomberman. I have to play as this weird guy just named Man, which is kind of weird. I mean, they're all named Man, but you get cool costumes, so that's cool. That's pretty cool, right? So I accidentally changed it there, where I made it where I was him and he was me and blah blah blah, and I chose the wrong character and accidentally turned myself into a computer. So that's pretty cool. So you got to choose the cool costumes. I personally go for the one with the sunglasses, but I somehow chose the old man who looks like Master Roshi from Dragon Ball. I know, that's so stupid of me. But anyway, let's get into the gameplay. Now, this is your classic game, Bomberman gameplay, up to 4 players. And yes, this does support the Sega Genesis like multi-controller. What was the attachment called? It was the multi-controller, the 4-player attachment for the Sega Genesis. You could sometimes games would come bundled with it. I know a certain rally game came bundled with it. So some games you could get bundled with it, no problem. I almost died there. I really almost died there. I got him. I ended up actually winning this game. And this is, like I said, this is just like the basic multiplayer mode. Not too much really here to talk about. Classic Bomberman on the Sega Genesis. Get the Sega Genesis multi-tap. There we go. Get the multi-tap somehow. Certain games came with it, certain didn't. Also, this game, from my research, if you're worrying about prices, was kind of expensive, which I really am not doubting at all. I mean, this is a Hudson Soft game after all, and their games are we actually got a draw right there, and I actually found that super crazy. But yeah, this game was kind of expensive, and that's really the gist of the basic mode. We're just gonna go ahead and get into the little story mode part here, which I didn't do too much. I didn't go too far in the story mode. I thought I might play it in my free time sometimes, so for the video I really didn't show off too much. I did show off the first level, and basically it's more of the same. It's more your normal game mode, but it has more of a story. I kind of skipped the story, so I wasn't paying attention. But basically, as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stages where you start off going to the jungle stage, and in each stage you have to get all 3 pieces of like this type of script that you see, and you go on the floor. It's in the middle. So the way you have to get it is there's 2 metal generators, right? And they keep the glass dome up on the machine with the pieces at. You can see it in the very middle. You have to go blow up those generators, and there are enemies roaming around the screen who can hurt you, and they do hurt you sometimes. So just avoid them. Blow up the generators and get the piece, and you'll be all on your way. You won't have 0 problems. Like I said, this game can be easy, but I don't show that here as I get destroyed. Also, yeah, you can get this like dinosaur thing. Occasionally it'll pop up from some places, but from the research I conducted, it doesn't do anything. It's more of just a second hit. There we go. I was like, what am I supposed to say? It's a second hit, basically. It just allows you to take a second hit. So if you get blown up, instead of you immediately dying, that thing will die first. And for some reason, there's multiple colors. Like, that doesn't really matter or anything. There is multiple colors. But yeah, the game, like I said, is a pretty good game. I like Bomberman. I always did like Bomberman. I think, how does this compare to something like, let's just Saturn Bomberman, as you know, because this is 94. So Saturn Bomberman wasn't too far off. Would you be better off getting, the music. Would you be better off getting Bomberman for the Sega Genesis or getting it for the Sega Saturn? And if I'm telling the truth, you'd be better off getting it for the Sega Saturn. So that's what you should do. Don't get it for the Sega Genesis. I mean, Saturn Bomberman, if we're talking about Saturn Bomberman, during the time it had online multiplayer, it had 8-player, whereas this one only has 4-player. And I think this game was compatible with like the Sega channel at the time, which take that for what you will, but I mean, now that's pretty useless. I mean, like I said, if you only have a Sega Genesis and you know you can't afford a Saturn and a copy of Saturn Bomberman, this is definitely a good Bomberman game. It's like for sure. Bomberman isn't kind of, you can't really mess up. The Bomberman is one of those games, right? Like, I would classify a few games in this type of genre, like Pac-Man and Rally X and things like that. Those type of games that you just really cannot get wrong, even if you tried. Bomberman is just one of those games for me, but the music is beautiful. Like, honestly, when I tell you the music is so good, I thought for a second, wait a second, is this a Super Nintendo game? Even though I was on the Sega Genesis the music was that good, I literally thought it was a Super Nintendo. Like, the instruments didn't sound all gritty and like, you know, hard Sega Genesis rock like they do, which personally I really do love, like the hard rock feeling of the Sega Genesis music. But this game doesn't deliver that here. This game actually delivers, like, honestly, like straight up like Super Nintendo grade music. Like at worst, I mean not at worst, at best, Super Nintendo grade music. So you can't go wrong. If you take one thing away from this video, you already know what I'm gonna say. Go listen to the soundtrack. As you can see, I get destroyed multiple times, but in this game I actually get it right here, if I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I do. I get it in this game, right? So you can see, you just blow up the 2 generators, blow up another generator, go and get the piece. No problem at all. No biggie. Super easy, super fun, super relaxing. Bomberman is one of those games that you could just sit there and play relaxing. And Bomberman is one of those games that it just did its job so well that so many companies had to clone it. I think I get him here. Do I get him? No, I just barely missed him and I killed my own self again. Oh, there are continues. I don't know how many continues there are, since I literally only saw. Now, granted, before recording this, I actually destroyed here. Like, I didn't die once, but as soon as I hit record, and you know how it is if you're a YouTuber like me, as soon as you hit record, you can be the best player at a game right before you hit record, but as soon as you hit that go live or go or record button, you immediately die, which just sucks to me. So I got him right here. So yeah, this game I actually did pretty well. I mean, like I said, if I'm correct, the mazes get easier and easier the more times you die, and you got a good number of lives. You got 3 lives before you die, and technically you have 4 because I think 0 is counted, because you know if 0 is counted, then you have 4 lives, which I like when games count the number 0 as a life, which it just gives you an extra little chance. So I do get the generators here, and we're coming close on the end of this video. But as you can see, you blow up the second generator, the dome will open, you go up there, and boom, you get it. It'll open before you even get up there. So if you, after that, all enemies in blocks that you didn't destroy turn into coins, and these coins really don't do anything. They're really just a score bonus, basically. So if you care about your score, go ahead and get these coins. If not, let them sit there. They really aren't important to anything at all. From what I can tell, there's no like type of shop here in the game. And you see, you add a piece to the board, you get all the pieces from the stages, and you really move on. But that's really gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed Mega Bomberman for the Sega Genesis. If you're new here, if you could subscribe, that would be really awesome. I've been the world's coolest Sega enthusiast, Sega Slayer 64, and until next time, have a good one, Slayers.